I actually got really unwell. So I move at a relentless speed. The group of companies that I founded and am part of today move at a relentless speed. So it's long hours.
Yeah.
It's 7 days. There's always a challenge. You're always trying to get to the next level. So, and I think a lot of business owners can relate. I mean, a lot of business owners is out there. They're balancing the big picture and the day to day. So I call it the macro and the micro. And there's three key things that business owners have to do, in my opinion, and to do three things at a micro and macro level simultaneously, I think, and successfully, I think you have to be a high performer.
Yeah.
And so after, my 20s and my 30s, and push relentlessly, I actually found myself feeling really ill. And so if I would have to get up on stage and speak at an event or, push through some challenges in the office or, start a new part of the group, new company, the only thing that was really fueling me was probably dopamine and adrenaline. But physically, my body, look who it is. He's come in at an opportune time because he was
Physically, your body is almost as fit as mine. Is that what you're trying to say?
in your dreams.
You are way more fit than I am, and I can't compare that.
Marty just asked me about sort of how my journey into
Health and wellness
really started. So I was telling him I got really unwell, and it was only my mind and my adrenaline that would push me through the day. No health and wellness, no time.
Well, you believed you didn't have time
I believed I didn't have time, exactly.
Which we are all good at making excuses.
Yeah.
We're too
100%.
busy and we have time for everything else, but the most important thing, which is a body. If we ruin a body, what's that left? And for 45 years, both of us, really, we put everything else first but our own health.
100%.
And the most valuable asset we have is a body and a mind.
100%. I mean, ultimately, your physical affects your output, right? I think we've all come to terms with that. I just found it a little bit late, and so I was beyond well. I thought my body would just, heal itself, but it didn't. Went to the GP. She couldn't help me. I had a terrible moment because I just thought, how am I going to fix this? And so I'm a born problem solver. So I couldn't sit there feeling sorry for myself. But I was getting to the point where I couldn't breathe. And I thought my body was so inflamed and my head was so full of mucus and I found myself not being able to breathe in my sleep. And then I started researching online, what can I try? So I went through this whole experimentation, but I started with the Normatec compression therapy, bought the boots from overseas because there was no one here that was providing it at the time. I was getting it all imported. Emil started seeing all the delivery packages coming through the door. There was no ice plungers, no facilities providing that at the time. So I would bring it into my home and back then it was inflatable and so on. So it was a bit rudimentary. It was very early days. But I started to feel, and that hyperbaric oxygen therapy was a big unlock for me because my immunity was just tenfold and my body just started to feel better. And then and I was just like, wow, I found the solution. Modern medicine couldn't help me. No antibiotics could fix me.
Hey, Giselle, welcome to Unlocked from Within.
Hi, Marty. It's good to be here.
Since you experienced the Unlocked from Within method, the experience, what's happened in this year since last year?
Oh my gosh. It's been a massive year.
Yeah.
New companies, existing companies growing, getting into health and wellness commercially now, having been through my journey personally. So yeah, growing, refining strategy. It's been an amazing year though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. It just sounds like you've just had a lot of momentums, that's just been built off since a year ago. So I think for the listeners out there, Giselle, you're a co-founder of NGU Real Estate and also the COO of NGU. So you've got a lot of things all going on, juggling at the same time.
Yes.
So what are you finding just helps you slow down to be present? Like, is it these little biohacks of more in the health and wellness? And are they the things that help you be more present?
That's actually a good question. I did struggle naturally to be in the moment, particularly on a personal level. Professionally, I can lock in at the drop of a hat. But, the momentum that I move at and the speed that the companies move at. And I can say, Marty, that look, as a group of companies, we're turning over hundreds of millions of dollars. So we're dealing in, high levels of staff, deals commercially and so on. So you're forced to perform at a high level. So to be present is a skill that I had to learn personally over time. The ability to focus on a given problem commercially comes naturally, but on the personal side, I admit I needed some help there. And I think my health journey, my wellness journey has definitely helped me on the personal side.
Yeah, right. And it's just taken it to the next level for you, do you feel? Like in terms of you're a high performer.
Yeah.
So high performers, it's just go, 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 go.
Yeah.
But there is other ways of getting where you need to go.
Yeah, 100%. And I think health and wellness and longevity has been a massive unlock. I mean, early in my entrepreneurial journey, you're physically, you can just push 24/7.
Yeah.
But I think eventually it does. And for me personally, it did take a toll on me physically. And so my output was probably struggling. And that's probably how I began my journey into health and wellness to solve my own problems in that regard.
Okay.
And so today, my whole routine, I must say my whole health and wellness routine has been a massive unlock to help me lock in, particularly on a personal level, increase my output, energy, mental clarity, and ultimately, yes, be present where I can focus on, one thing at a time.
One thing at a time.
And do it to an incredible high level.
Yeah. I don't know about for yourself, like for myself, like in my 20s, it just felt like you could just do it all.
100%.
Like if you could capture that energy.
Yes.
But as we've gotten older, I feel like you do need to look at the little biohacks and like it becomes a focus of energy. Like in the 20s, I feel like you don't think about energy.
Yes, I agree.
And as I've just turned 40, and like I feel like that emphasis of like how I can get the best out of myself in the time that I've got. Like so I'm always looking for those little biohacks, just like yourself and that. And so
100%. And I think in our 20s we might take it for granted, but I do think now there is a whole different mindset. And people at a younger age are now becoming more aware that if they set themselves up in their 20s, for the longevity will be there.
Yeah.
But definitely for me, I agree. In my 20s, took it for granted.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit of cardio here and there was whatever I had time for.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, then the unlocks come where you're just forced to find the solutions.
Yeah, that's it, isn't it? Like it's like, I don't know, looking back on like in my 20s, it was like you could just take on whatever. It's like someone would say, would you do that opportunity or that? And it's like, yeah, I'll take that. I'll take this opportunity.
Yeah.
And then as I've gotten older, I don't know if this is the same for you, but at what cost?
Yeah.
At what cost to my health, my mental state, my energy.
Yep.
There's a cost.
Yeah, I agree. So my 20s, I could just not sleep at all if I had to work through and not sleep for a couple of days or get by on, 1 or 2 hours sleep for a couple of days straight. I could do it.
Wow.
In law school, easy. I could do it. But then over time that, that sleep deprivation is obviously it's taking a toll on my body and I'm not knowing it. So yes, the cost does come out.
Yeah.
But I do think that, if you implement things early, I mean, I got probably realized a little bit late in my game and I was lucky that I had the mental strength to push through. But as long as you get to the point where you acknowledge that, you've got to look after this because it just increases your output, your energy, your clarity, and ultimately you can just do and be more.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
And the earlier you do it, ultimately the better.
100%. 100%. It sets those foundations.
100%. And energy is just so critical in everything we do.
Like I find it depends on how woo-woo you want to get, but
Woo-woo.
yeah, like I found if you just strip it back down, like if you're going to the gym in my 20s, I was going to the gym to exercise to look good.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to the gym for energy.
100%.
But the other part of it is to where I'm saying it can sound a bit woo-woo is to raise my vibration and frequency.
Okay.
So, and change my state. So if I've been having a day where, it's one of those days or those weeks that just haven't gone to plan, it's one of the fastest ways to snap me out of that state.
Yes.
And that's usually a lower vibration and frequency.
Yep.
And I found when opportunities arise or sales, usually I'm in a higher vibration and frequency.
Yes.
And I've been tracking it. Like I'll go for a jog or I'll be at the gym.
Yep.
And I'll just have from our skiing snowboarding business, sales come through more so when I'm doing that. So it's like I've stepped away from the business, doing something for myself.
Got you.
And that's when there seems to be more opportunities arise. And so like the link I believe is I'm raising my vibration and frequency.
And so you're kind of attracting it? Is that?
Yeah, so it's a form of manifesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I love that. And I do advocate for anyone to, think into reality, their goals and their desires. But I love that thinking. I think I might do that naturally.
Yeah.
I might just be built that way, but I 100% agree. I can't negotiate out of my routine no matter how busy I am.
Yeah.
Because if I miss my morning routine, my cold plunge, my sauna, my gym session, my whole energy is impacted. And ultimately my output is impacted. And that's the foundation of the reason I got and discovered my journey into health and wellness in the first place.
So if you didn't go into the journey of health and wellness, were you on the verge of burnout? Like what else was the signs that was showing up?
Good question. So I actually got really unwell. So I move at a relentless speed. The group of companies that I founded and are part of today move at a relentless speed. So it's long hours. It's, 7 days. There's always a challenge. You're always trying to get to the next level. So, and I think a lot of business owners can relate. I mean, a lot of business owners is out there. They're balancing the big picture and the day to day. So I call it the macro and the micro. And there's 3 key things that business owners have to do, in my opinion. And to do 3 things at a micro and macro level simultaneously, I think, and successfully, I think you have to be a high performer.
Yeah.
And so after, my 20s and my 30s and push relentlessly, I actually found myself feeling really ill. And so if I would have to get up on stage and speak at an event or, push through some challenges in the office or, start a new part of the group, new company, the only thing that was really fueling me was probably dopamine and adrenaline. But physically, my body, look who it is. He's come in at an opportune time. because he was
Physically, your body is almost as fit as mine. Is that what you're trying to say?
in your dreams.
You are way more fit than I am, and I can't compare that.
Marty just asked me about sort of how my journey into
health and wellness
really started. So I was telling him I got really unwell, and it was only my mind and my adrenaline that would push me through the day. No health and wellness, no time.
Well, you believed you didn't have time
I believed I didn't have time, exactly.
Which we're all good at making excuses.
Yeah.
We're too
100%.
busy and we have time for everything else but the most important thing, which is a body. If you ruin a body, what's that left? And for 45 years, both of us, really, we put everything else first but our own health.
100%.
And the most valuable asset we have is a body and a mind.
Yeah.
100%. I mean, ultimately, your physical affects your output, right? I think we've all come to terms with that. I just found it a little bit late, and so I was beyond well. I thought my body would just, heal itself, but it didn't. Went to the GP. She couldn't help me. I had a terrible moment because I just thought, how am I going to fix this? And so I'm a born problem solver. So I couldn't sit there feeling sorry for myself. But I was getting to the point where I couldn't breathe. And I thought my body was so inflamed and my head was so full of mucus and I found myself not being able to breathe in my sleep. And then I started researching online, what can I try? So I went through this whole experimentation, but I started with the Normatec compression therapy, bought the boots from overseas because there was no one here that was providing it at the time. I was getting it all imported. Emil started seeing all the delivery packages coming through the door. There was no ice plungers, no facilities providing that at the time. So I would bring it into my home and back then it was inflatable and so on. So it was a bit rudimentary. It was very early days. But I started to feel, and that hyperbaric oxygen therapy was a big unlock for me because my immunity was just tenfold and my body just started to feel better. And then and I was just like, wow, I found the solution. Modern medicine couldn't help me. No antibiotics could fix me.
Wow. How long ago was this?
3 years ago.
3 years
I
ago.
would say 3 years
So
ago.
would you class that as like verge of autoimmune issues that you were having?
It could be
classed
Marty,
as,
but modern medicine couldn't diagnose
Couldn't
me. They
diagnose.
sent me for all the tests. I was fine. A couple of antibiotics. I took the antibiotics. They didn't help me.
Wow.
Yeah,
There you go.
It was intense.
And that started the journey for you. And
Never look back.
Yeah.
Never look back.
Now we are looking at spending
Now I'm
over
obsessed.
we are looking at spending over $100 million over the next 18 months into wellness.
Yeah.
So now we are full steam. We believe that what started us changing our lives and we have realized importance of it. And now we just want to do the same thing for others.
For anybody who, wants to sustain high performance consistently and has no choice, I can tell you it's been my biggest unlock to date.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, that's amazing. And what about yourself, Emil? What's on this journey that Giselle's been on? Like, has there been anything that you've tried and it's because she's tried?
To be honest, for kind of 44 years of my life, my mind was always so strong, right? And because we are crazy serial entrepreneurs, both of us, we're like 100 speed, 100 miles an hour with building the business and creating new businesses and scaling. And my mind was always way stronger than my body. And if my body, gets tired, my brain would tell my body, go stuff yourself, just keep going.
Yeah.
And I'm stronger. But then, 3 years ago, I started getting tired during the day. I would literally want to have a nap middle of the day in my office. And, 11 o'clock would come or 10 o'clock, I will already start yawning and literally would have a 15-minute nap. That was kind of age 43, 44. And then, I started telling Giselle, you know what, maybe we should retire. We have done okay in our lives. We can just sell everything and just travel the world and, live in Monaco if you want to.
Yeah.
But then, Giselle made a first move. So even Level X, that's Giselle's baby, she made her first move and she kind of encouraged me. And to this day, she encourages me because she's just on another level with health and wellness. And watching her, I started training, and then we employed a full-time chef who started really feeding us the right food. And from, not eating anything heavy during the day, that would help my energy go down. We started eating better, and then we started training 5 days a week, and our life just turned upside down. And then we built an amazing wellness place in our own home, which we are so blessed to actually have that. Sometimes I pinch myself, what we have actually built in our house.
No excuses.
So we got no excuses, and our life just changed. Now, I don't know what time it is now. It's still early, 10:30 in the morning, but I can go through the fucking concrete, and I'm pumped to wake up every morning. Nothing is too hard. My energy is on the scale, 9 out of 10. Still a little bit more to improve. And now we just decided, you know what? We have a lot of different businesses, from real estate, property development, finance, online. But this journey, we're really enjoying it. And us creating Level X, we wanted to create a place that we can transform other people's lives. Because if you feed your body right, from nutrition, if you really look after your body, your mind will perform much better as well. And end of the day, how much value you put on your own health, unlimited, right?
Yeah.
And now, then we started looking deeply into it, researching into it, and idea of Level X came, and we decided we wanted to build the best fitness, recovery, longevity place in the country, if not in the world. And now we are 4 weeks away from finishing the first one here in Brisbane, Toowong, and second one should be towards the end of the year. And then we got 2 more planned for next year. So we are now so excited about that journey. And I think both of us are so excited now because we know how big effect it has done in our lives. Yeah. And we know that, we can change people's lives by creating a facility and also encouraging people to take care of their health and fitness. So, yeah, I'm so excited. And I think we're both starting to become obsessed. And both of us have this whoop on our arms that we are so carefully monitoring our sleep and our recovery and even our steps and strain and everything during the day, just to make sure that, I have a question for everyone normally. How much would you pay if you can live 10 years longer? Was that worth to you? A lot, right?
It's a lot,
right?
right?
Yeah.
You can't put a price on it, right?
Do you know what I mean? You can't put a price on it, right? Well, and you don't want to start, it's never too late, but you can't start at age 75 so you can live till 105. Now in 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, that's where you really need to double down on your health. So, if you get to live till 80, at least you are living healthier life till age 80, that you can still go in for a run by age 78 and not be in a wheelchair.
Yeah, 100%.
And I think just quickly, the other thing out there is that it's just so much noise. So on my health journey, I'm experimenting. I'm trying to find what's going to help me. And there's just so much out there. There's, there's peptides now, and there's methylene blue. And I tried a few different things, but at the same time, it was the fundamentals really that helped my immunity and my energy, strength training. And I think all that noise out there has so many people confused. So we want to just bring it back to fundamentals and make it, really simple. So, sauna, we know the health benefits of sauna. It's so clear. So how do you optimize something as fundamental as a sauna? 20 minutes, keep it simple. What do you wear it? It doesn't have to be as complicated as injecting yourself, with something and constantly, taking all the new fads.
Yeah.
Just resetting the system can be back to fundamentals and break it down and make it so simple.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So Level X, that's going to be inside. You're going to have the ice baths.
Well, the big one that we're building in the city, that is 4,000 square meters. That one, there's 1,000 square meter gym. There's 1,000 square meter performance, so you can do a proper high rocks, which is the best facility we're building in Australia. Then we have literally over 1,000 square meter full recovery. So we're talking multiple cold plunges, not just ice bath meter by meter. I'm talking about bigger than this room.
Yeah.
So from ice bath, hot bath, saunas for 25 people, steam rooms for 25 people, hyperbaric chambers, red light therapy, cryo, quiet rooms, breathwork rooms that are just designed for quiet rooms, breathwork, and so we are going full MRI. So and we got 2 restaurants there as well that are focused on 100% nutrition and healthy food.
Wow.
So what we are creating is you can go and spend literally 10 hours there, and including boardrooms, workstations, and so on. So it's we are so excited. I think I'm going to be working from there more than anywhere, to be honest.
And I mean, there's nothing wrong with peptides. It's just, we want to break it down and make it simple for people to easily understand how to reset their whole bodies, increase their energy and their output. And we will look at things that keep on the cutting edge of health and wellness and longevity, but we also want to be providing things that are backed by sound studies and science. So it's simple for people to understand, and we're not experimenting with things that we don't understand on our own body.
Oh, no, it's great.
Yeah.
Like it's, I feel like for like entrepreneurs, founders, or just anyone in general, like until life hits you, whether it's, the dreaded C word or some kind of sickness, and you fully wipes you out, that's when you realize.
Yeah. And it's interesting, a lot of entrepreneurs and business people in general, they might have all the supercars in the world, but if their wellness is at the zero, what's the point? You know what I mean? And I think, what I call it a new flex is to be healthy. You know what I mean? That's the true wealth. You know what I mean? And, you can have 10 cars, and if you can't get in one of them and drive them, and if you're feeling sick all the time, you're useless. But if you're feeling amazing yourself, that's just the best feeling ever.
It's time. Another version of that's time, right? We're never going to get time back. You're the 100%. Co-founder of One Life Club. That's all about time.
Yep.
Time is the most precious, asset we have.
Yeah.
And the clock is ticking.
Yeah.
There's no going back.
And your perspective, it definitely changes your perspective on everything you do when you feel good.
Yeah.
The way you see things is totally different, in my opinion. If you're unwell, it's so challenging because you're fighting your own physical health before you're even trying to solve all the problems that
you're focused on you.
Yeah.
It's sort of like the airplane thing, the analogy where the oxygen mask comes down, you should put it on yourself first before you put on someone else. And that's like, if you think about that in your health, if your health's great, then you can care and focus on everyone else and help and be of help.
Yeah. And just that mental clarity is key.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially with the amount of decisions, like a lot of entrepreneurs, founders, yourselves, you'd be dealing with putting out fires, decision fatigue.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that would be one of the biggest things you've noticed?
Oh, 100%. At this level, because I'm so physically well and fit, I can make decisions at speed, and I know there'll be sound decisions, and then I can focus on the macro decisions and really think through them so that I'm getting the highest return on investment. But if your mental clarity isn't there, you're putting the business at risk of making the wrong decisions.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
And obviously, every decision you make, at the scale, business that we have is not small.
Exactly.
Any decision that you make can have a massive effect.
Yeah.
And clearer your mind is, better decision you make. I agree there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 100%. And so, like, if I take this journey started about 3 years ago, the health and wellness journey, right? You're high performers, very successful in the areas you're in. But if I take you back to when you basically lost it all, you were about 30, Emil?
30.
And the story around you had about $17, $18 to fill up your car.
Yeah.
And you tried to tap, but there was nothing on there.
Well, I didn't have $18. When we financially got hurt at age 30, I tried to put, $18 in the car worth of petrol, or put $18 worth of petrol and went there to pay it. And and bounced. And I called Giselle and I said, can you please put $18 in my bank account? And she said, I don't have it.
Yeah. So that mental state that you were both in, like, I guess from your perspective, I know you would have, your perspective, what was going through your mind?
I think that what Giselle and I have built is something I've never seen it in anyone. That is the muscle in our head, not to give up, to still keep moving forward, be persistent, and not get bad outcome affect our life and our future that we're chasing. And I compare this to Mike Tyson or Muhammad Ali at their prime. At their prime, they were on the ground as well. They were not getting knocked out all the time. There's only few that have mental strength to get up and keep fighting again. And 9 out of 10 boxers that were in their shoes, if somebody hits them hard and they're on the floor, they just mentally beat themselves more than physically, and they will stay on the ground and fight is over. But those two kept getting up till the last piece of breath they had and kept fighting. And that's why Mike Tyson and Muhammad Ali, have created what they've created in their prime. So one thing with us is when we don't forget, Giselle and I started from nothing. So when you start from nothing, everything else is a bonus in your life. So when you lose everything, if you are in business and if you want to build a massive fucking business, you're going to get punched in your face all the time, over and over. And let me tell you, that not even 1% of business owners build big business. 99% of the businesses are under, $1 million turnover. To build a business that has a $1 billion turnover, not many can do that. But the key is throughout the business journey to keep building this muscle, because business is 1% roses, 19% you are being punched in your face every day. The only way you're going to survive if you treat this 99% being punched in your face like roses, which means you have to build this muscle in your fucking head to be able to embrace the fucking pain, embrace losing, embrace being punched in your face. When you embrace it, when you start enjoying it, then you become extraordinary problem solver, extraordinary driven by solution. And Giselle, as much as I think I'm strong, she's just another fucking level. I could be here. She's just another level. How she handles pressure. And the one that can handle the most pressure, that's the one that can win. Like with me, I have built this muscle in my own head. I can handle pressure and I can thrive on pressure, but I get tested. Giselle, her attitude is, pressure? You want to test me? You want to beat me? Fuck you. I'll eat you for breakfast. That's her. So with her is, I sometimes battle the really, really high pressure I might be under. Giselle just goes fucking through it. And that's why some people have capacity to build $100 million company, some $1 billion company, but then there's Elon Musk. And I think my wife is at that fucking level when it comes to capacity, what she can take and how she can deal with it. And for anybody out there, if they are thinking about starting business, or if they're already running a business that's small to medium size and they really want to take it to big business, do not start doing that till you feel, you know what? Fuck it. I'm ready to own this space, bring on the punches, because I'm going to thrive dealing with it. Not many can do that.
For me, I have a natural ability, I think, to focus on the problem. Okay, so we are in a very challenging situation, dire straits. And, I'm human. I think, Emil, for anybody out there who's, experiencing something challenging, you've just got to, and I think Emil and I have this ability just to be able to put one foot in front of the other and take it one day at a time. Because when you're in that situation, it's not going to solve itself overnight. It's all up to you to get yourself out of those circumstances. But one thing I did was just put one foot in front of the other every day, and mentally, it's so important. I just remember this one phrase that I used to tell myself daily. I have to believe that something else is possible. And I would say that phrase daily. So back then I had a bit more time to do cardio. So on my runs, that was one phrase.
You just kept saying to
Just
yourself?
over and over again, I have to believe. And it was the same thing that I would tell myself when I was that little girl on my bed that didn't have money for the train, Marty. I have to believe that something else is possible. And I knew that I was the one that had to make it possible.
Wow.
And then just one foot in front of the other, one day at a time. And we have what we've, built today.
And you know what? Just hearing you talk, my brain just went back. We've been together since we were 18, sorry, my apologies, since we were 18. So we've been together for 29 years. We are 47 now. According to Whoop, Giselle is under 40. But according to one book, I'm
Let's go with the Whoop age, people.
Yeah, but I will say this. To create what we have built, it's fucking almost impossible to get to this stage. It is almost impossible. Not to brag about it, to go home, we build an amazing family home, dream home, to have a great business, and it's a fucking journey. Oof. It's like somebody asks you, okay, only way you're going to make it in business, you put your 10 fingers on the table. No medicine, no drugs. I'm going to chop nine of your fucking fingers. You think you can do that? You think you can embrace that fucking pain? Me chopping 9 of your fingers? Fuck no, right? Well, you won't make it. Because me chopping your 9 fucking fingers, your physical pain you're going to get will be unbearable. Guess what? Creating successful business, the pain you're going to go through, pain multiplied that by 1,000. So somebody fucking ripping your kidneys out while you're awake. That's the pain of a business owner to make it successful. Yeah. But you got to embrace the fucking pain to get there, to get to the level.
Every time you have a win in business, there is something coming around the corner.
Baseball bat.
100%. And I think a successful business owner does develop a skill to then try and anticipate what is coming around the corner. And I think that's really what takes successful business owners and high performers to another level, to that ability to be forward thinking.
Would you say you were in war-torn Croatia, used to be called Yugoslavia, for 4 years, you were around 11 years old.
Yes.
That was the foundation for you?
Look, I think it's the little steps throughout person's life where you're building yourself.
Building that muscle.
Building the muscle, right? And I think my muscle was starting to get built since I was fucking born.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm still building it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So there's no, okay, I'm strong now, I'm staying strong.
Yeah.
No, you you need to constantly every day work on yourself. Constant. And totally you have to have, I'm very blessed. I have an amazing teacher in my life, and that is my wife, Giselle. So I go to her office every day and I can see how she handles and how she deals with things. I was like, I'm so proud of you. You're just another level from me. Truly, but because she's another level and I know she is, I was like, I'm trying to force myself to listen and learn so I can get myself to that level. You know what I mean? And so that muscle is I'm 47 now.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm just warming up how much I need to develop my muscle, because if you run $200 million company and you're cracking yourself mentally, well, how are you going to run $2 billion company?
Yeah.
So you got to constantly work on handling the pressure of business, and that muscle starts, since you're a baby.
Yeah. Yeah. And then what for you, Giselle, would you say they were critical moments in your life? Like the train, not having enough money for the train?
Look, I think experiencing adversity or challenges. I mean, Emil growing up in a war-torn country, and obviously I went through adversity as a child as well. I was sharing that story about, not having enough money to catch the train, 75 cents to catch the train. And there's so many other stories. When I came to Australia, I had one room and my brother and mum and I slept in the same room for years until we could finally afford to get our own home. And then when I finally got a bedroom of my own, it was like the size of this table. Sorry, Mum, but that's the truth. Literally the size of this table. So for me to be able to walk around the room, they had to take the open doors off the wardrobe so that I could, have a bed in there. Otherwise, you just can't maneuver because it's like so small.
Wow.
So, and I know those people out there who have been through far worse. So, but having adversity at any point in your life, and with God's help, it happens early. You got two choices. You can lock in and try everything in your power to change your circumstances. And that was the journey that I chose. But, there are so many people that go the other way that don't have the mental resilience to be able to lock in and at least give their best shot to work their way out of, the circumstances. So I think Emil and I think to some degree you might be born with it, and adversity presents that choice to you.
You could go either way,
You
right?
go either way, right. And so once you're on a path and you've locked in, well, I have no other option. There is no fallback for me, because if I fall back, there is no fallback for me. I've got nowhere to go.
Do you feel, your mother was, you were raised as a single mother?
Mm-hmm.
And she had 3 jobs to provide
she did.
for you?
Yeah, that's right. There were so many funny stories. So at one point she had 3 jobs and she was so exhausted that she would go to a petrol station at like 4 a.m. in the morning and forget to pay the petrol, so the cops would come home and say, "You've forgotten to pay your petrol." And, she was very rarely at home because she was working so many jobs, just to pay the bills. And then after that, there's just not a lot left.
Yeah. Like, do you think a version of that's rubbed off on you? Like seeing your mother just pushing, keep going.
100%.
No matter what.
100%. You know that you are, if I had any questions of any kind, or if I needed anything at all, that's just extra pressure for her. So I never asked for anything. I never told her any of my problems. I had to figure it out very early on. And I think you just develop a skill where it's just, that's all you know how to do.
Wow.
But it goes 2 ways. Both of us had extremely tough upbringing. And there's so many other kids that are having tough upbringing. The key is not to build the muscle in a wrong way where you fall into victim mentality muscle. And unfortunately, a lot of kids, when they're 18, like, okay, I'm starting from zero because of mom and dad. I got no support. They didn't, they could be divorced parents, could be whatever the fuck it is. And they use that negative to be more negative and deeper hole themselves mentally, instead of, fuck you, past. You have beaten me up to this point, but I'm taking over today. I'm in fucking charge and I'm going hard. No going back. That's where every young individual needs to have in their own head. I am the fucking boss of my life. Who the fuck are you? I'm talking about past, to take control of me and beat me. Fuck you. I'm the boss. I'm in charge of what's ahead.
And that's a big statement actually coming from Emil, because a lot of people who've seen the violence of war, and Emil could probably tell you some horrific stories, they would be mentally affected.
PTSD.
Yeah, exactly. There's names for it today.
Right, yeah.
And, obviously in my childhood, there were things that I saw that I shouldn't have seen that also could have affected me as well. But once again, you've got to push through that.
But look, in business, I went to see my doctor couple of months ago, Dr. Zain, and I had a blood clot in my leg and he was treating it. And he said, do you have any trauma in your life? I said, buddy, in business every fucking day I'm traumatized. I don't need to be traumatized.
That's my home. That's where I live.
It's like I am the fucking trauma. You know what I mean? So, but look, life is beautiful. It's just how you see things,
Perspective.
Other day everybody's complaining about federal budget.
Yeah.
Do I like it? No. But I could be fucking living in Iran. Tax me 100% if you like. I'm still fucking safe. There's no bombs flying above my head.
Yeah.
So life is not bad. Yeah, you might pay more tax. Yes, you might not be able to take advantage of what you used to be able to take advantage of incentives that government used to give you. But if you get sick, you go to hospital. If you want work, you can find a job.
Yeah.
And you don't have a bombs flying above your head and you don't have to fear for your family's fucking life. That's the fucking tax. Nah, happy days. Just keep digging.
Play a new game. So if there's anyone out there listening, right, and they are struggling, they could be young, old, a business owner, whatever, with what you know now with the health and wellness side, do you think that's a fast way to change your state? Like if they're right in it and they're like, I just don't know. What's the thing I could do quickly?
First step quickly is to change your mental state of mind. Everything else follows.
Yeah.
What you tell your mind, you're always right. If you tell your mind, I'm depressed, you are fucking depressed. If you tell your mind, time to wake the fuck up, start taking action, could be fitness, wellness, whatever the fuck it is. The first step is that discussion of every one of us can control what's in our head. And don't forget, your mind is your best friend and your biggest fucking enemy. Nobody can beat you physically or mentally more than you yourself in your own mind. So that is the first step. Everything else, irrelevant. People can say, oh, fuck, but I can't afford to go to wellness or gym or whatever. Yeah. How much does it cost you to fucking run? You don't even need shoes.
Yeah. Go for a walk.
You know what I mean?
Because you mentioned earlier when you said you were telling yourself around when Emil didn't have the $18, $17.
Yeah.
You went for a jog.
Yeah.
In that moment.
Yes. I would do, I would do cardio daily.
And that was the same for me. I think I shared it with the One Life Club, was like when the skiing snowboarding business, we nearly lost it all in 2021. It wasn't until I started going for a jog that thing started shifting, the momentum. Up until that point, I was in a bit of a victim mentality.
It's all in our head.
Yeah.
It's all in our head.
I started in the head too.
Yeah.
I had to start in the head to say, something else is possible.
Yeah.
And then the jogging, obviously, and all the other. I think obviously we know now, having lived through it, that health and wellness helps with perspective and mental clarity. But I do agree, it does all start up there. Yeah.
So if you had level X back then, how could it help you back then?
Look, to be honest, it's
a version of that.
It's very hard to say, because you have to be ready to make a choice and make a decision to change your life. You know what I mean? And to us, it felt right about the time that we woke up. But if you had it 20 years ago, would life be different? Yes, no question asked. I think for every individual, sooner you start looking after your body, better your future is going to be.
100%. And I mean, if Emil was doing health and wellness back then, his energy levels wouldn't have dropped. No afternoon naps. And I would have probably avoided, the mess that was going on with my health and my body. To this day, I don't really know, but it's very clear that my immunity was absolutely shocking. Shot to hell. So I wouldn't have health and wellness would have arguably prevented me from getting that deteriorating physically. That badly.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's like I had a version of it about, I think, a year ago. It was autoimmune issues flared up.
Okay.
And it was just from stress and doing too much, and just not knowing when to scale it back a bit.
Got you.
And it showed up in a form of migraines for 2 weeks straight, 3 a.m. every day. And I just felt like I just wanted to shoot, not actually do it, but like the pain that I was in would have been easier, right?
Yeah.
And I went, tried to do everything, got tested, they just couldn't pick it up, right? And so I went to a homeopath.
Okay.
And he did iridology, and it's a thing where they look into your eyes.
Mm-hmm.
You can look into it. They've done it for a long time, and he could tell that I had a lot of inflammation in my gut. It was a gut issue that was causing it.
Yeah.
And I went on this heavy duty, good bacteria stuff for 3 months and whatnot. And I said to him, I've been hearing about the controversial diet of the carnivore diet.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, do you think I should give that a try as well to speed things up? And he said, look, give it a go. Give it a go for a week. If you feel like your body's, receptive to it, keep going with it. If it's not, stop doing it. I did it for 3 months, and I wasn't exercising in this period. I was losing 1 kilo a week. I had like psoriasis stuff completely gone in the first week.
Mm-hmm.
Brain fog was all gone within a week, and just so much sharper.
Yeah.
So, I think you have to have an open mind to, trying new things. I would say with the carnivore diet, get a blood test before you do it. Find out what your blood type is. I don't believe it's for every blood type.
Yeah.
I'm an O negative or an O positive thing, but so if someone's hearing this and they've got some kind of gut issues and nothing's worked, go see a homeopath or whatnot and
that's a good point. Like blood work, getting your blood work checked regularly is really important these days. It just gives you a better foundation for what is going to help you because we're all different.
Yeah, all migraines, they all went away. Everything. Yeah. So coming back to what was you're a high performer, very successful. What was the curiosity of wanting to do the Unlocked from Within method? I think it was your birthday. It was your birthday weekend.
Oh, yes.
We did it at your house with Giselle and some others.
Yeah, I remember it quite well. That was your idea. Emil, that was totally Emil's idea, Marty.
Yeah.
Where did that idea come from?
Level X.
No, the breathwork session that we did. The Unlocked breathwork session we did with Marty.
At your house?
For your birthday.
No, what happened?
Yeah.
About maybe even 2 years ago, we have done one with yourself on the Gold Coast.
We did the ice bath experience. Yeah, the Unlocked from the ice bath.
I wasn't at that one.
Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, before that, maximum I could spend is 10 seconds in an ice bath. It's just walking at cold. Like, fuck this. Who wants to be frozen? I didn't work too hard in my life to fucking be in pain. And so, and it's not that I didn't believe in a breath work, for example. I just never experienced it, right? But I was open-minded. And from memory, we did a breath work for about 7 or 10 minutes before we jump into an ice bath.
Yeah.
And then when we jump into ice bath, we continue doing it. I was there for 17 minutes. And I couldn't do more than 10 seconds.
Yeah.
So it was, I still do it now on my own. You know what I mean? On my own, even if I'm going to go to bed for 30 seconds, it knocks me out.
So you hated it and now you love it?
I never hated it. I hated the ice bath. I just could not, but I was open-minded to learn about it. Yeah. And it's the biggest game changer. We are spending a ton of money building an entire room in our wellness places that is just focused on the breath work.
And I think now we
got different classes all the time. I think is the biggest game changer.
Yeah.
Biggest game changer.
And now we know that it's backed by science that when we make our bodies uncomfortable, there are definitely benefits. I mean, the ice bath it's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just cold as hell. I find the cryo way easier, but I probably have a fairly decent threshold for pain. So I could always do the 3 minutes, but that session that we had at Hacienda for your birthday, the breathwork session, I remember it like it was yesterday. It was my first, Marty.
Yeah.
And I remember the moment where I can't now recall the question that you asked, but Emil and I somehow visualized the
same thing.
And I think we answered simultaneously the question. I think it was it a house on the water? And I think the question was, can you see anything? So
in the future.
that would stop us. And I think we both said no.
Nothing.
At the same time. Boom. And at that time, actually, I remember mentally there was a couple of issues that I was dealing with. And I was, when you're a problem solver, you're constantly, it doesn't matter what you're doing, you're in the gym or you're in the shower, you're thinking through all the different strategies, how to approach it. And then in that breathwork session, the clarity came. You were making us visualize walking upstairs and so on and so on. And then the three things came to me where I realized this is the framework that I need to solve these particular challenges. And then
I saw you just had that aha moment and you could see it.
Yeah.
You had a little breakthrough aha. I think I know for myself, like I'm very analytical, very logical. And if I can't figure out the problem and it's like it keeps circling back up, I'm like, over time, I've got the awareness to go, okay, this is consciously, it's not going to happen. I need to go on a subconscious level to figure out that problem. And so that's what that technique is for, is we're parking the conscious mind, the analytical mind. Well, we could tell you another version of parking the bullshit and getting down to what you really want, what you really need. Because there's so many people around us that are saying you should do this, should do that, and it can get muddled, especially if you've got decision fatigue or, a lot of decisions to deal with. So I think that's how it can be helpful. But how was it helpful for you, Emil, those two sessions?
I think it's you learn how to balance your body and your thoughts and, and because we're under the pressure to make constantly massive life-changing decisions, that really taught me, how to really stay calm more than anything.
Wow. And so for you, Giselle, like, do you think like the decisions, the clarity that you got from it, like, did it get you to unlock another level? Were you looking at, did you find a way to save money in your business, or was it another business was born?
I don't think it helps you to create another business. I wouldn't go that far.
No. I think in that moment, so I've got the kind of personality that doesn't let go of a challenge until I solve it. So I've got to solve it. Until that point in time, I'm just going to constantly think about it from all the different angles.
Yeah. And
then in that moment in the breathwork session, I came up with step 1, 2, and 3 to get to the solution, and it just gave me a framework. And I usually doing something when the ideas come. I'm in the gym or I'm in the shower or...
It's usually the way you're driving and it just drops in, right?
Yeah. Because you constantly just think about it until you've unlocked it.
Yeah.
But then that was the first time I think that we're in the sunshine and it's a beautiful day and the sun's down on my face, and then this lovely moment of clarity comes over and I say to myself, okay, instead of just thinking, I came up with step 1, 2, 3. And then shortly after that, I just followed the framework. It just gave me a framework. It felt like a moment of clarity for something that I'd been thinking through for quite a time.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome stuff.
Yeah.
And so with Level X, you want to roll that out Australia-wide?
No. We're going fucking global. I said it from day one, we're going to go global. We know we can build businesses. We know how to scale. We enjoy the game. And with what our vision is and what we want to create, like, fuck it, we want to take over. And I know somebody will say, hey, he's just about to open the first one. I understand, but I've been in business for 30 years. Since I was 16, we've been fucking hustling. And now we are at the stage, difference between starting a business when you're 18, 19, and 20. And today, 20, you don't know the meaning of business. And you got no money. Age 47, we have been under pressure for 28 years or 29 years being in business. We have built a massive company. We are financially in a great position. We have the knowledge. We have life and business experience, and we're ready for the battle. So many other companies out there that are doing things. We respect what they're doing. We don't see us competing. against anybody. We just believe in what we are building, and we love fucking creating things and building it. And we are ready, we are ready for the battle. We're ready for a fucking war. Take no prisoners.
Awesome.
Done.
Who do you think Level X is ideally for?
Every human.
Yeah.
You have a body, you want to breathe, fuck, come to visit us.
Yeah.
There's no person that you can tell me that doesn't want to feel better. There's no person out there that shouldn't feel physically and mentally strong. So who's it for? You start walking, you come to us.
Yeah.
Great.
I mean, obviously it's invite only as well.
I'm talking about as a platform.
Yeah.
What we are targeting is invite only. People want to qualify. Why we want them to qualify? We want people to be on the same wavelength. I was talking to my personal assistant before, and she's a member of some gym out there, and she goes to the gym once a month. And I was like, I don't want people like yourself in my gym. We want to encourage people to come there all the time. We don't want to just take somebody's money and never come. What typical maybe gym and wellness place is. If you're going to come to us, you got to be committed. Otherwise, we'll kick you out if you don't come. We want you to take care of your body and your health and wellness.
Yeah, and that's spot on. It's not just it's not about one thing. It's not about just building muscle or getting your cardio. It's about how your body feels, the energy you have, the mental clarity you have, and a holistic approach that's really simple for people to understand. No noise, but still offering, fundamentals that's backed by science and studies. We're not going to offer anything that's still untested, but it should reset the way you think, the way you feel, your energy levels. So it's an overall look.
And unlock that next level
100%.
version of you.
100%.
Level X.
Level X.
Awesome.
That's exactly why we called it that.
With, think about the unlock from within method. If there was any founders, entrepreneur, business owners, high performers, athletes, like who do you think that would be helpful for?
Everybody. Every business owner. Being business owner, I see it like this. If you are Usain Bolt, fastest man on the planet, he trains all year for the 10 seconds that he's going to run once a year, a few times a year, whatever. The 10 seconds for him is 24 hours a day for business owner. You're running that fucking race every day, every day. So whatever you can do to support your body and your muscle to perform at 100%, you got to do it.
Yeah.
And wellness is just a big part of it.
I agree. And, with what you do, Marty, like obviously it's backed by science and studies. If we are taking more oxygen into our bodies, I mean, that's the very thing that red light and hyperbaric is designed to do, give us more oxygen. What does that do? More red blood cells, mitochondria stimulated. So naturally, the
dopamine release, it's all reducing inflammation.
100%, and that's natural. It's a natural way to give your body more oxygen, and that these days you have the nose strips, so there's all these things out there. But what better way than just naturally taking in more oxygen to perform better?
Yeah, awesome. So a year on from now, the next 12 months. Where are you going to take it to the next level?
Oh,
we're always taking
we're always taking things. So I think next week is very critical for us. We are 4 weeks away from opening first Level X, which is in Toulon. So that's the first big step. Second step is we are now in the final stages of getting everything ready for construction for the Level X in the Brisbane CBD. And then we go to the Gold Coast. So next 12 months is going to be climbing that Mount Everest step at a time, but enjoy it at the same time. We like enjoying the process. Like the second I finish this, I'm going to the site to see what's happening there, and it's just building, and we never stop building. Two of us. Our life is just creating things, and it's never.
Yeah, we're enjoying the journey. I mean, and I think, just feeling amazing has definitely helped enjoy the journey. Not necessarily about the destination, Marty. We love what we do.
Yeah.
We love growth and building and creating, and this is something that I think certainly means a lot to me because of my personal journey.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm excited about the next 12 months.
And a big thing that from the outside looking in, it looks like, for me, something that's important to me is culture. And from the outside looking in, it looks like you've created a brilliant culture with NGU Real Estate here, with the One Life Club, and then you're going to be doing it with Level X.
Culture is everything. It's so important. You want people to come to your business and you want them to want to be there. Not I'm there for the job so I can get paid. I understand everybody needs to eat, but at the same time, we want people to have fun while they're in our house.
Yeah. And that, it just goes back to everything that we're about, energy. And Emil is just a walking, ball of energy.
Ball of energy, yeah.
And, I've always aspired to have his energy level up. I have to work for my energy. I have to work really hard, especially to have that level of energy. And so we bring that energy into everything we do. Filters down through NGU. It's filtered down through One Life, and it will inevitably filter down through Level X. And it's just so core to the foundation, and it has to be. I mean, it's how we are, it's how we're built, but it's at the foundation of the success as well, I believe, the culture and the energy.
Awesome.
Thank you for having us here.
Yeah, no, thanks for being on Unlocked from Within again. And, I think it'll reach a lot of people and hopefully inspire some people and to take action, even if just to go for a jog.
Yes, 100%. Get out there
and focus on their health.
Yes.
I appreciate having you both on and taking the time out for doing this episode again. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Marty.
If anyone would love to experience a Unlocked from Within one-on-one session with myself, they're perfect for getting over the fear of public speaking. If you've got a limiting belief or a blockage and you're just looking for some clarity, there'll be a link also in the show notes for that. Again, I hope you found value in today's episode, and if you could please leave us, a comment, like, subscribe. It really does help the show. Again, thanks for listening.